Morning, y'all. Happy Sunday. No beer yet. Had enough last night. I'm gonna make a beef stock today. So I got a couple of pounds of trimmings here from a couple of tenderloins we bought a couple of weeks ago, and so I got about 2 pounds probably. Got one soup bone, 2 big old onions, hunk of garlic, got some rosemary off my bush, some carrots, and some celery. We'll use a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and that's about it. We'll put this in the oven. So I'll put some olive oil down there. I'm gonna roast this in the oven to get those some colors on them vegetables, I hope. Do that. And then you don't have to wash this or nothing. You just chunk it up. There's a bad spot, so I'll cut that off. And big old chunks, add it in there like that. Use the leaves, they got more flavor. And you don't have to peel these carrots or nothing, just throw it all in there. We're going to bake this off, then we're going to bring it to a boil, let it simmer for half a day. Put it in the ice box, come back tomorrow, skim the fat off of it, simmer it some more and reduce it down. Peeling it all go in there.
Ooh. Why?
It makes it more better.
You just don't want to peel it.
No, this just makes it more better.
You having itches there?
Garlics. Bone in there. Stew meat. Got a little brown because it's sitting in the ice box for a day and oxidized on me, but it'll be okay. We went brown anyway, making beef stock. Put that about. Wipe my hands off. I got my oven set at 375. I'm going to roast this probably, I don't know, 45 minutes maybe. And I don't want a lot of seasoning on here, but I want a little bit. And the pepper really doesn't bother me, but the salt, this will be the only time I'll salt this stuff. I'll come back later and put more pepper in it when we add some what's this here sauce to it later. But that's it. 375 degree oven. I'm going to say 45 minutes. We'll come back and see what it looks like. See you. Okay, I had this in the oven at 375 for 45 minutes, and then I took some tongs and just stirred the stuff up. Left it go in there 30 minutes. I just turned the oven off. I'm going to take this out. Set it here on top of the stove. And I'm going to let it set for maybe up to an hour. I just want everything to cool off. And then we'll come back and show you the next step. So, that's the beginning of beef stock. Be back in a few. Cheers. Alright, just cooled down sufficiently. So now I'm just going to take everything out of here and put it in my stock pot. And you know, leave all that shit in there. Don't take none of it out. Try to leave the grease. As much fat as we can we're going to leave in here. But we're just going to put this in here. And then I want to put water in it up to about probably right there. A bunch of water. We'll bring this to a boil. I'll let it boil good for probably an hour. And then I'll turn it down and let it simmer for about 4 hours. And we'll be skimming it periodically off the top, getting all the junk off the top there. And so, after I get it to the simmer stage, then I'll come back and taste for seasonings, what I want to add to it. But I'm still going to add some more herbs and probably some pepper to this. I seriously doubt I'll put any salt in it though. So we just get this in there and put it on the stove and let it cook. So we'll be back in a couple hours. Huh? Okay, so I let this come to a boil, or a good rolling boil, and I boil it for about an hour, hour and a half, something. And I'll turn it down and just let it simmer. It's been simmering for about an hour, and I'm going to let it go for about another 3 hours simmering. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like now. And I know it looks like there's a bunch of shit in here. Don't worry about that. We're going to get rid of all that before the finished product. We'll throw all these vegetables away, and the meats and stuff like that we'll save for the dog. But right now that's what it looks like, and don't worry, trust me. When I get done, it'll look a whole lot better than this mess. So we got about another 3 hours of simmer, and then we'll be back. See you. Okay, so it's been simmering for about 4 hours or so. That's what it looks like. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take all this junk out of it, put it in this pan, and then I'm going to use this thing here, and I'm going to pour the broth or the stock into here. Now, to me at this point, it's just basically a beef broth. I will let it sit tonight, overnight in the ice box, and then come back, and then tomorrow I'll put it back on the burner and reduce it down by about a third, and then to me, then it becomes beef stock. I didn't have to skim this today. I was lucky. I had no scum come up to the top, so I didn't have to skin it. So this should be a pretty clean broth or stock when I'm done. So we'll take all this junk out of here. The dog will be happy with all this meat, so he'll like that. And so
You're going to bend your strainer.
we're going to get all this junk out of there and strain it. And let me do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, this is all the junk I took out. Like I say, we'll pick this meat out and we'll give that to the dog. The veggies we'll trash. That's my stock right now. I'll let this cool tonight for a little bit, couple hours, and then I'll set it in the ice box overnight. Tomorrow night I'll come home after work. I'll put this back in a pan. I'll reduce it by about a third or so. I'll test for seasonings then. Do that now. Yum. That's pretty good right there. And I'll have beef stock. Then I can store it for a couple of days in the ice box. You can put it in the freezer for a couple of months. Use it right away, whatever. As you know, I didn't add a lot of oil to this, and not a lot of fat cooked out of the meat, so you can see it's pretty greaseless. I added very little salt. I just added the salt when at the very beginning, while it was cooking. I didn't put no salt in it. That way I can control the salt, and so it works. So there you go. Hey B, what do you think?
Looks good.
So I'm gonna do that. Let that cool. I'm gonna go finish me a pot of beef stew I got working, and we'll be back next time with something. So, y'all have a good one. See you. Hey y'all, happy Monday. Took me 2 days to make this stock, and it's done now. So, when I left you last, I was going to put it in the ice box. I put it in the ice box, let it sit overnight. Come home today after work. There was a real thin layer of fat, I mean real thin. And I took probably like 97% of that off of there. You see the discoloration up here on top? That's what fat is in there. Let me get a spoon right quick. And I'm going to put this in the freezer. I'm going to probably put it in bags, freezer bags, quart size. But I tasted this earlier, man. This shit is spot on, man. This is as good as any beef stock I can buy in the store. So, I didn't add any more seasonings to it. And I think it's perfect. So, there you go. That's my rendition of beef stock. And, love it or hate it, I don't care. But I'm gonna live with this. This is good. And I'm thinking, I'd say shepherd's pie, but I'm gonna say cottage pie because Terry won't let me use lamb here. But cottage pie would, I could use this in cottage pie. This would work so good in that. And there's other stuff. So anyways, you see there's a little bit of fat in there, not very much at all. I probably got 4 quarts, maybe 5, I don't know. Once I start bagging it up, I don't know, may end up 14, I don't know. There's quite a bit of stock in there. This is a good size pan. It's a full half-size deep pan, so there's a lot of stock in there. Expense-wise, it was very little, very little. We had the trimmings off some tenderloins, and you could have used anything else for that. Put 2 onions in it, a few herbs and spices, rosemary off my bush. So there you go. That's what I ended up with. I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna say, man, that's damn good, Keith. You did a good job on this one. So, and with that, I'm gonna say, cheers. Let's go drink another beer. I gotta put this away. Y'all have a good one.